to the finish line. Who is it going to be? Deshaun Perez, who wins in Preston.
Ty Fisher wins $1,000 at KA100 Jr.
Alex Stanfield played it perfectly here, told him to wait. Stanfield wins the Duffy in 2024 for TV Kart.
Amarillo Kart Complex is now the official distributor for TV Kart in the continental U.S. Become a dealer today.
Let's go race.
Come on, man.
Florida kart racers, you asked for it and we're going to bring it. Introducing Florida Karting Championship, FLKC, a brand new racing series coming to Florida in 2026.
here from a beautiful Briggs and Stratton Motorplex here at Road America. My name's Alexander Searle, alongside me, Henry Burdett. Haley Donaldson behind the camera. She'll join us here momentarily. But, Henry, what a beautiful Saturday we had yesterday. What are we feeling like going into today?
Well, do you know something? This is known as America's National Park of Speed. Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. The third round of the USPKS series. Surrounding us, there's the 4-mile road course here. This place is steeped in motorsport history, even to the street races, the road course that was running in the 1950s, the bars, the nightlife, all the houses around, the race fans. You could feel the passion for this. And 1 mile, this track, it's up, it's down, it's built into the side of a hillside. It's a miniature version of the Road America race circuit, mixed in with a little bit of Bathurst in Australia. The drivers love it. It's a real driver's track. And we have got main events today that I think will reward the mechanics and the drivers working in sync. I can't wait. It's going to be a real test of driver skill and engineering setup.
Well, my favorite part about this is, first of all, we haven't been here in a couple of years, right? So it's not like your normal calendar where we go to, the staples, right? The Newcastles of the world, the Trackhouse Motorplexes, Homestead, Orlando. We're back at a racetrack that we haven't seen in a couple of years. And since then, since we were last year in 2022 at the United States Pro Kart Series, this track has built in a lot more rubber. The track feels different than when we were last year. That's a big factor. I also feel like we spoke about it in the press conference yesterday. Austin Gerritsen said it. Joe Turney told me yesterday on the grid. This racetrack is as difficult as any.
Oh, yes.
It's hard to put a lap together and be consistent around this place.
We have seen the very best make mistakes, even Joe Turney. The only driver we haven't seen make a mistake yet is Ryan Norberg. We'll get to him later. But yeah, this circuit, every corner, it's off camber, it's uphill, it's downhill. There's no time for the drivers to rest. The kart's under load for so long of the lap. The temperature, it is sweltering down here. It's very muggy, it's very close, it's very clammy. We've got blue skies above us, Alex, but there are some clouds, and that's something we didn't see yesterday. And when we get into the main events after warm-up, is that going to change the track conditions? Is it going to change how the drivers and the mechanics and the teams approach the longest, hardest, most physically demanding race some of these drivers will do all year?
It's tough to say, because yesterday, like you said, we haven't seen a cloud in the sky, but it did cool off towards the latter half of the day after about 4 to 5 p.m., right at the end, really for that X30 Pro heat number 3. Whereas today, the clouds are coming in a little bit sooner. It's tough to say if it's going to cool down, because right now, I got to say, it feels hotter now than it did yesterday at the hottest time of the day. So I'm struggling here. I'm already sweating. My hat's on. I got sunburned yesterday, Henry. I think we got to put sunscreen on the top of your head there.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. I think you missed a spot here.
Yeah, just a bit.
But other than that, we're feeling good down here. I think the track's going to continue to develop. I also wonder, in the press conference, we saw a lot of those muscle cars go out there. They had an autocross event.
Yes.
I wonder if that's going to affect the racetrack at all.
Well, the USPKS track crew, they have swept the circuit. They've been round with the blowers so that the marbles, the rubber that has been laid down, has all gone. No, the marbles have all gone. There is still rubber out there, obviously, but the drivers will try and catch up with them to see if the track has changed, because, yeah, they had all those muscle cars going out last night. It was, a real treat for the kids. The drivers are a little bit concerned.
Yeah, well, a couple of those guys yesterday had a bit too much fun, I think, put it in the dirt a couple of times. Maybe probably that first session for the Micro Swift class, and then even for this first group of KA juniors, they're probably feeling the repercussions of last night with the dirt, with some oil probably getting put on the racetrack as well. So I'll be curious more for some banter to see if the drivers felt any different. I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue because they didn't run for that long yesterday, but it was kind of funny that it was going on right during the press conference. It was pretty loud.
Yeah, it was. It was, yesterday evening was a beautiful evening. Today, you were down here with Haley all day yesterday on the grid, and you said you've never felt an atmosphere quite sort of relaxed. Everyone was chilled, they were happy. This morning, we're looking around, we're not seeing quite as many jokes, we're seeing a lot more focus.
A lot more helmets on early.
Yes, even in the heat. There's a lot of drivers that just want to sit and wait and have some time to themselves to focus.
Well, that's all part of it, right? I mean, at the end of the day, having fun's important. But to an extent, on Sunday, everything changes. The trophies are won today.
Yes.
And so, I mean, if you're in too much of maybe out of the zone, I know for me, I'm the driver that gets in the cart early just because I need to lock in. Whereas some drivers, they like to just have a laugh, have a good time with the mechanic, with their buddies, and hop in the cart last minute. That's not me. Some drivers obviously elect for that. Benja Fernandez in front of us here on the grid, helmet on. Teo Salamao, helmet on. A bunch of drivers helmet on. Lucas Palacio just chilling on the fence line, helmet off.
Exactly. Benja Fernandez running for the SLA karting team. He's being coached this weekend. Dalton Haynes is doing the driver coaching for SLA karting. Dalton's already been over, spoken to Benja, said everything he needs to say, and he's leaving Benja all to himself. You know, but then again, the difference in drivers, John Antonino and Lucas Palacio, they're standing by the fence, they're chatting away, you know, just without a care in the world. But you can see, yeah, there's more drivers sat in their carts at this stage with about 4 or 5 minutes to go than we saw at all yesterday.
Yeah, and that's surprising. Like you said, it's really hot out here. So I personally probably have my helmet on off at this point, but a lot of drivers on the fence line here, Henry, and again, we see this oftentimes during the heat races, during, you know, even practice sessions, but during warm-up here, I think a lot of drivers are starting to study probably what the track is looking like and also just what their competitors are doing. Yeah,
and let's not forget that, you know, yesterday the KA grids were split. You know, today everyone is running. There's no LCQs, so everybody makes the main event. That's key. The track is going to be an awful lot more crowded. Turn 2, which is effectively the first corner of the racetrack, you know, turn 1, that fast right-hand kink that leads uphill towards the turn 2A, 2B chicane. Instead of 25 drivers in the KA classes going into that corner on lap number 1, there's going to be 45, maybe 50 drivers going into that. And speaking to a few drivers yesterday, even the ones that are starting deep in the field, they think they've got a chance of a top 10 simply because the amount of people that they think might come to grief or get delayed around that first corner. I can't wait to see the run down the hill through the turn 7 corkscrew with 40 plus karts in the KA classes all battling for position.
Well, it's one of the toughest opening corners on the karting calendar,
yes.
For sure.
Oh, yes.
I mean, here's the thing, right? So, first group, checkered flag just waved. Nate Golseth tops the board of 48.9. So, if you want the answer to how the track has kind of changed from last night to today, not a lot. They were doing 48.7s in the heat races, 48.9 this morning in the warm-up sessions. So, lap time, not too much different, but Golseth tops the board here. Second group going out in a moment here.
And, of course, Nate Golseth does that lap time on tyres that he's now going to throw in the bin. Because everybody, apart from the micros and minis, everybody gets a brand new set of tyres for the main event. So, yeah, the worries that we had over whether the cars doing the time attack or the hot laps last night, putting oil down, taking rubber up, they're unfounded. You know, lap times this morning are just the same, and when they put the fresh bones on, you know, then I think we'll see some very, very quick lap times. It's incredible the amount of people that were struggling or that had too much grip yesterday. This track traditionally was like an ice rink, you know, and nobody could get enough grip into the chassis. But most of the drivers yesterday, I mean, I spoke to one or two that said they were still trying to find grip, but most people say we had loads of grip. We're trying to figure out how to take grip off the cars.
I'll be honest, if I was here this weekend and judging from what I've heard from other drivers, if I was someone struggling for grip, I'd probably be really concerned right now with how the setup is for my go-kart.
Yeah. Other thing, drivers doing double duty. You know, yesterday in the press conference, we had Paulie Massimino, we had Joe Turney, and we had, happy birthday to Joe Turney, by the way.
Exactly, yes.
And we had Austin Garrison. Massimino and Turney are doing 2 classes. That's 44 laps around this circuit. 44 very physical laps. Garrison and Norberg only doing 22, 1 class.
And 72 yesterday.
12
and 12 each heat race.
But do you know something? You know, let's tell you what. We've been joined. Let's put the rose between 2 thorns. Is in between 2 thorns. Hayley, good morning. Well, it's the tension is mounting. You've been standing on the grid. You know, have you noticed a change in the atmosphere?
Oh, for sure. It seems definitely, in my opinion, a lot more tense today than it did
Yes.
yesterday. Everyone seems a lot more locked in on exactly what's going on. they know that today is the day that they have to perform, and they know that they need to get serious.
It is, and of course later on we'll see the X30 Pros. They're racing for some big bucks as usual, which is of course in USPKS. In X30 Pro, 100% of the entry fee money goes in the prize fund. So the more drivers that enter, and we've got 21 of them here this weekend, the bigger the prize pot is.
I believe our prize pot this weekend is $6,000, if I'm not mistaken.
That's for the winner.
And that's just for the winner. We pay all the way down to what, 5th place, Alex?
P6 this weekend with the
P6?
entries, yes.
P60 entries. Now, of course, we're looking there. The next group of drivers coming up, this is KA100 Sr. We're watching the rest of the KA Juniors on track. Is it about time that we try and chat to one or two of our drivers to see what the mood on the circuit is like from the driver's perspective? Let's go and find a willing pilot
how about
to ambush.
A hometown kid right there?
Well, I'll tell you what, let's do that then, shall we?
Look at this. Since you're the first one on the grid here, Brandon Lemke, you're not facing me just yet, but I'm going to force you to. Brandon, real quick, I just want to talk to you. Hometown kid, hometown race for you. I mean, where's your head at heading to today?
I don't know. I think we were struggling a little bit on older tires yesterday in the third heat, and then but with new tires we've always been fast. So I think we'll have a little bit of advantage there. I think the race pace seemed pretty good. Just working on the carburetor a little bit, getting that perfected, and then once we get that down, I think we'll be right there.
You're someone who's been at this racetrack, you know, when it was an ice rink, when it's kind of gripped up right now. What's the racing been like with the gripping put down?
It's tricky. It's obviously high, you know, fast pace. All the good drivers and everything, hard to pass and everything like that. But it's good. I don't know. You can make some aggressive late passes. You kind of have to in order to get around people here. But it's much more manageable now that there's actually grip on the track versus when you're just Tokyo drifting around the whole thing.
So you were used to kind of getting split up yesterday for the heat races. Today we're just throwing all you guys out there at once for the final. Are there any tricks at all to kind of navigate the first two turns of the start?
Sorry, what would you say? The cart's right next to me.
All good. Are there any tricks at all for this place to kind of navigate 2A, 2B at the starts, or are you kind of just hanging on?
Kind of just hanging on. Yeah, you're just watching what everybody else is doing, seeing where the cars kind of fall, literally, and then just trying to react towards them.
Thank you, Brandon.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, here from the hometown kid there, Henry. What's one of your takeaways from what he just talked about there?
Well, I mean, the takeaways is that, you know, Brandon's been here for an awful long time when the entries weren't good. And he's probably gone around this circuit in a number of races with, you know, poor entries and struggled and just, you know, do we go race here this weekend even though the competition's not great? Yes, we'll stick with it. We'll blow the horn for this place. We will, you know, hype it up. And now he's getting his rewards, I think, with, you know, an excellent race meeting. I mean, I've said before, this place is beautiful. Haley, who have we got round us? Who have you spotted that you want to attack with a microphone? Oh,
Let's see, Henry, who should we go grab? I think we're going to go talk to Mr. Caleb Gafera over here. He's talking to Brandon Lemke, but I'm going to grab him. Caleb, tell us, what are your thoughts on today?
I mean, we've had an up and down weekend. I mean, we've had some good heats, 2 P3s and a P6, so not too bad. We have pace, but just got to drive a bit smoother and put everything together, and I think we'll be just fine.
Do you have any strategies going into this final based on how yesterday went?
I mean, if I can, I'm going to try to get up to my teammate Eli, and if anyone else, I'm going to work with Brandon and try to just get to the front and hopefully make it a 2-car race.
How are you feeling working with Eli this weekend? Is the team strong?
Sorry, say that again?
How are you feeling about working with Eli this weekend? You guys have been very strong together this season.
I'm feeling pretty good about it. I mean, me and Eli work great together. We've always been good buddies, so I think we'll be pretty solid out there.
Thank you, Caleb.
Thank you.
Let's take it back on over. Let's go find Henry Baudet over here. He's got a driver ready lined up for an interview.
I do. I spoke to this gentleman last night, and he goes, "Oh, you're not going to be mentioning me today because I'm starting about 97th in the race." Well, congratulations, you're here. Yeah, it's not gone great for you this weekend so far, but 22 laps, anything can happen.
Yeah. I don't really know what the plan is. We're just going to try and throw on some newer tires. Just trying so many spots we can make up. Hopefully get farther up than it's that last row.
46, is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Hey, 46, Valentino Rossi's number. Come on now. That's got to be an omen.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay. There we go. See, you were there saying you was never going to get on the Kart Chaser coverage because you sucked so bad. Hello, say hello.
All right.
Let's see if we can do from 46th. You can see there, Alex Searle is wandering down the circuit. And let's see who we can find. You can see Angela Melton, our grid marshal here. She's been a bit unwell. She lost her voice a couple of weeks ago. But she's still doing a fantastic job controlling the dummy grid. Alex, who have we got?
Well, I have a bit of an idea here. So, obviously, birthday boy Joe Turney, mechanic Daniel Tate. I kind of want to chat with both of them here. So let's first of all walk over here. Daniel Tate, I got to talk to you real quick. You told me yesterday, it's the first time in about 3 years really running double duty as a mechanic. What's it been like? You want to pull your hair out yet?
No, not yet. No, it's been manageable. It's nothing crazy. We have some teething issues here and there and all that kind of adds to the fun, but leg injuries and all that. But overall, it's pretty good. Having a good time.
What's it like working with Joe here?
It's good. He's my buddy, so we're just having fun. That's it.
Well, let's go talk to the birthday boy here, Joe. I got to talk to you real quick. I know helmet's on, you're locked in, but listen, your birthday today. Do we have any plans for birthday festivals, festivities going on, or is it all going to be dependent on how you perform today?
No, it depends on how we go today. I have got a flight booked home, but if we do good, we might stay.
How do we feel about going into today? Obviously P1 here in KA to roll off.
Yeah, good. I mean, the KA is the first one, so if we can have a good race in KA, it always makes the second one a bit easier. So yeah, takes the pressure off.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Alex, the one thing that you do not want to happen in morning warm-up is to blow a motor. Isn't that right, Haley?
Yes, it is. Benja, tell us what happened out there.
Don't know, it just revved up and just blew, which kind of sucks. Now we have to start from the back.
What are you thinking about going into this final? What's the strategy?
Just, I don't know, maybe do an Enzo, I guess.
Thank you, Benja.
Thank you.
Yeah, Benja Fernandez blowing an engine. Now, he's being coached by Dalton Haynes. Dalton has got his work cut out for him in that. But what is remarkable is that, yeah, there's Benja, a junior driver. He's got out, he's been driving well, an ex-Supernats winner. And he stops, he's asked by a journalist, a pit reporter, what's going on, and he's still able to eloquently, talk, even crack a joke as well, which I think is remarkable, and it shows how much of a professional athlete these youngsters are.
There's only so much you can really do in situations like that, right? I mean, if an engine blows, you're kind of just out of luck. And in the warm-ups, the biggest thing is the frustrations about it, if you're Benja Fernandez, is you kind of don't really know where you line up, right? Because yesterday, you can kind of base it off of how it looked yesterday, but obviously, different racetrack today, hotter today. You want to at least get some level of a baseline going on with your setup. And right now, if you go out there, engine blows, first of all, that's plaguing in the back of your mind now. It might happen again, and you're going to be concerned about that once again.
You said about the temperature. When we came into the circuit this morning, well, most of us came in, they wouldn't let Alex in because he hasn't got a wristband on. But is my wristband there? They just...
Yeah, very nice.
No, I don't have
like
one.
it. Yeah, no, I know.
But they let me in because,
Because you're Henry Burdett.
Well, exactly. And they probably... It's like you can't go to Six Flags, can you? Because you're not allowed on the rides.
I hear there's a weight limit on that one too, Henry.
Hey, that's good. That's good. Thank you very much, Drew. We're learning. Now, coming in this morning, it was 66 degrees on the track temp on the big board. At the moment now, it has gone up by a good 10
Well,
degrees.
first of all, here, Henry, here in the States, we do Fahrenheit. And that says 25 degrees,
Celsius.
So you're going to have to do the conversion for us.
Oh dear. Double it, add about 8. No, that's a lie.
That's still wrong.
No, that's very wrong.
58 degrees.
I tell you what, it's very, very hot down here. The temperature has risen considerably since we even started doing that. Who's going to stay cool as a cucumber, I wonder? Well, James Overbeek down by there. There's Blake Nash. Blake was... I think it's safe to say yesterday, Blake and Caleb Gafara were not the best of buddies.
Oh, it's tough love out there. I mean, that's part of it, right? We heard from Lemke, the racing here is difficult. With the grip out there, you can kind of throw late sends, and I think what we saw out there with Blake and Gafara is hard racing, right? It's just part of it. Maybe both drivers kind of wanting more racetrack, but again, in the KA senior class, you know this, Henry, it's pass or be passed out there.
Okay, we've talked to a lot of drivers. Let's talk to a mechanic, because yesterday Rasmus Lind had to reframe a kart, but I tell you what, We'll come back, we'll talk to Rasmus if we get a chance after this next bunch of commercial breaks. Let's see who makes the Kart Chaser coverage of the US Pro Kart Series here at Briggs and Stratton Motorplex at Road America possible.
All right, stop.
Just over $200.
I'm tired of all this branding business, okay? Branding this, branding that. Why are there all these expenses on AKR over $200? We know, okay? Take a walk with me. At Shop AKR, they have everything you need to start racing at a very cheap and affordable price. They have MXC rims, they got chains, electrical stands, tilt seats, they got MXCs. And if you didn't know, on top of that, any purchase in the continental US over $200, that's free shipping.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in the AKR Anonymous meeting over there?
Dude, I'm doing a commercial.
Dude, we have no time. It's about to start.
Stop. We all love Shop AKR. Me? More than others. What do I get at Shop AKR?
MXC rims.
Kyle, what are you doing?
It's got my new Greyhound seat.
You don't even have a cart.
Doesn't matter. I have a Greyhound.
Who the f is Kyle Cuthbertson? Doesn't even have a go-kart.
Doesn't matter.
Cuthbertson through on Turney, Turney in the dirt.
Florida kart racers, you asked for it and we're going to bring it. Introducing Florida Karting Championship, FLKC, a brand new racing series coming to Florida in 2026.
The life of a karting mechanic. Well, Rasmus Lind here, mechanic exec Commander Mello. He's got two karts to look after this weekend in X30 Pro and in KA100 Sr. While Zach's on the circuit, he'll signal to Zach to tell him his lap times. He's looking at the lap times there, but then sometimes during the day, things go wrong and you've got 40 minutes to reframe an entire chassis. How did you do it?
First, I got some good help from the Sodi guys. We haven't been struggling really, but we wanted to try, and it was hard work for sure. We made it, but yeah, it was hard work from the Sodi guys and myself, so enjoying it.
Okay, now Zach's out there on the circuit. You've got the timing and scoring scheme there, and then you'll be giving Zach a signal. Is it, without giving anything away, is there something specific that you're trying to test this morning? Because the brand new frame in X30 Pro lasted 2 corners before we had a driver went through the air and actually hit Zach on the shoulder with a rear bumper. Is the number one, the driver's okay? Was the kart okay? And what, as a mechanic, were you feeling when you saw that happen?
I mean, after we did that frame change, first I just wanted nothing to fall off the go-kart because we were rushing so much, but yeah, I mean, you can crash, it's no problem, it is what it is, but yeah, we made the whole heat, and let's see tonight what we do.
Okay, the pressure is not just on the drivers on the circuit, it's also on you guys. Do you feel the pressure as much as the driver, or is the driver sort of, if the driver's relaxed, are you relaxed? If the driver is amped up, does that make you amped up?
To be honest, for me now, from the mechanic side of it, I'm more stressed being on this side than driving myself. So yeah, it's more stressed than I normally am, but yeah, it's fun.
Well, we'll let you get back to see how Zach's doing. How is he doing?
Let's see. We are...
Well,
yeah, let's see. We're third at the moment, so looking good.
Okay, he's happy. So you'll see him now probably give Zach a thumbs up or a signal now as he comes past. But that's the life of a kart mechanic. You know, watching his driver. It's not just about making sure it's bolted together. It's driver coaching, it's psychology, and then it's making sure that when something goes wrong. Now, the reframe happened. I don't know why there was something wrong, but yeah, it could have lasted 2 corners. Incredible. But yeah, and Rasmus is such an experienced driver. He's also happy to answer questions whilst multitasking, something that I've never learned how to do.
Well, that's why we have you on your own little channel there, Henry.
I know, I'm on my own little world. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
You're always in your own little world, though, Henry.
Thank you. I know.
That wasn't a compliment.
Oh.
Anyways, Zach's doing well. A bunch of drivers are doing well as well. And we spoke to Lemke, spoke to Gafera as well. Eli Warren yesterday was doing very, very well. You love to talk about his front nose cone there, Henry.
Absolutely, because it's just, hey, we haven't got a graphics kit, but we want to tell everybody who we're with, so we'll just get a white marker pen and write HOTS on it. It's only got 4 letters, so I can spell it. It's good.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's
and one of them's H, which I know how to spell my name as well.
You guys don't pronounce H's though, right?
H.
Henri.
Henri. H, something like that. Henry. Anyway.
There you go.
Haley. Let's have a little look. Let's see who we can find down the grid, because we've got the next group coming up. It's the second half of the. I tell you what. There's a fellow Brit, not a fellow Englishman. Oh, actually.
He's been summoned.
He's been summoned. Stand here. Your father has messaged me asking about when an interview is going out. Can you tell him that it's going out later today?
No, actually, what I really do think is he messages too much. He needs to let us do our jobs, eh?
Okay, so he's trying to help, is he, from 3,500 miles away?
Yeah, he's
giving chassis and setup advice from the comfort of his living room. Andrew, stop it. How are you enjoying weekend, new colours, velocity racing? You both look good, you and Zach. This is a real chance for you.
Yeah, I mean, we've had the speed. We've also had it a little bit more difficult than the likes of Joe. We started a little bit further back as qualifying wasn't amazing. I think we've got the speed to beat him. Yeah, for me, we just need to play it smart, be calm, and get the job done.
How to test your knowledge? Is the driver a legitimate factory driver or not? Is he wearing Ray-Bans or Roy-Bans? What are they?
Ray-Bans.
There we go. Man's legit. Good luck, Aiden. Who have we got down? Alex and Haley have vanished down the grid there, and they're finding a bunch of other KA100 Sr drivers. That's a brave choice, wearing a football jersey underneath. Is that a Crystal Palace football top? It's only a Crystal Palace football top, ladies and gentlemen. On oh, that's good news. That's good news. Big Ben Gaunt, he's an Eagle, FA Cup winning team, Crystal Palace. That's still very brave to put under a race suit, but there we go. He's obviously wishing him good luck. So up the Eagles, there we go. Haley is with somebody. Haley, take it away.
I'm here with Jake Drew. He's rolling off P4 for our final. Jake, you're rolling off on the outside. Tell us what an outside start looks like here at Road America in Briggs and Stratton Motorplex.
Oh, really? I'm not too sure. I was luckily in Group A for all the heats, so I started on the inside row, but looked like you got to get your elbows out and hang tough on the outside row if you want to have a shot. Really looking to just make it through the first chicane and go from there. It's a long race. GFC, Formula Works, P1 Engines brought me a great package, and like I said, just want to make it through the start and have a shot and be there at the end. We've had strong pace through the heats and ready to try to put it all together today.
Well, based on your heats yesterday, what did you tweak overnight at all to just kind of get yourself ready for today?
Nothing really. I mean, a lot of people were complaining about track conditions and whatnot. It's the same for everybody. It doesn't matter what it is. We all got to go out and do our job. So just going to put my head down and do the best I can.
Thank you, Jake.
Thanks.
Oh, there we go. Thanks, Jake Drew. Thanks, Haley. Alex Searle wandering over to chat to, a driver that I've been in this sport a long time, Alex, and I've seen drivers do double duty. I've seen drivers make late entries. I have never seen a driver join a class halfway through the race meeting, but Alan Isambard Hernandez has.
Yeah, I don't know if I should call you Alan, Mauricio, Alan. I don't know what we should call you, but I mean, you rolled out there, didn't test at all in the KA. Your Heat 3 was your test. I mean, how do you kind of feel going to today?
It was pretty good, actually. I didn't expect it to go as well as it did. Rocky start. I mean, we just did a lot of work. It was a big effort just to make the third heat. And we did a lot of work overnight for this morning, and hopefully it's a little bit better than what it was then.
Obviously, around different racetracks, the approach from an X30 to a KA tends to be a little bit different. Does it feel like that around this place, the way you drive it?
Yeah, there's big differences in the braking is the biggest thing after that. Just all the lines are about the same, but it's just the braking and just the power where you can get on the throttle and everything.
From your experience starting on the back there, we kind of saw you hanging all the way in the back for that third heat. Obviously, you're going to start a little bit further up, I guess, in the way you started for that third heat race. Did you learn anything in the approach to that starting further back, into how to approach 2A, 2B?
I mean, no, not really, because I tried to jump the start a little bit, and I completely threw it. So that didn't go to plan, but hopefully today I have some people behind me, so I can't really hold back too much.
Thank you, Alan.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, we're in the great state of Wisconsin, home of the Green Bay Packers. Oh, as a Detroit Lions fan, I struggle to say that. Home of the Cheeseheads, but let's head west. Let's head far, far out west, where Haley Donaldson has made it all the way out to the Californian Republic, where she can speak to Drew James.
Yeah, I'm here talking to Drew James, not Jake Drew. I get y'all confused sometimes, but Drew, walk us through what your day looked like yesterday. You were telling me it was rough.
Oh, we had a decent 2 first heats. We were just missing a little bit of pace, trying to find it. Heat 3 had some contact, got penalized pretty bad for it. So I started 17th, but we made a lot of changes last night, and I'm hoping it can go good.
How are you feeling morale-wise going into today? Are you confident?
Yeah, I just need to survive the chicane. That's going to be a tricky one. And the people I'm around are pretty sketchy, so I'm hoping I can just get through the first 2 corners and then go from there.
Well, I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
Let's go over around and find Henry Beaudet. Here he is.
Hello. Right. Yesterday, Sebastian Garzon was in an incident. We saw him retire for one race. We saw the marshals working on him very quickly. Sebastian, how are you feeling this morning?
Yeah, better.
Better? What happened yesterday?
No, just an incident in the start. And now I'm starting 18, so try to go forward and try to fight the lead.
Okay, you're very late getting in the cart, so I'll let you go, but your main thing is that you're fighting fit. There we go, Sebastian Garzon. For those of you that remember watching Supernats last year, never count out Sebastian Garzon. It doesn't matter where he starts the last lap. If he's in the lead group, when the last lap begins, Sebastian Garzon, the Colombian driver, has a shot. He makes the right decisions at the right times. As a driver, Alex, it's key, isn't it? This track, you have to pick your moments. Sometimes at the start of the races, you've got to be aggressive so that you put yourself in a position where you can attack. The last lap scrambles, those split-second decisions, you've got to make a move. One move is, I'll take Cletus McFarland. You've got a zig or you've got a zag. A zig means you win. A zag means you're in the fence. How do you make them? Sebastian Garzon, he zigs and doesn't zag.
Yeah, you don't want to zag instead of zig, right?
No, absolutely not.
He said that best. But this racetrack, to me, I mean, it flows really nicely. The passing zones are pretty much any corner you make it, right? And again, we got to announce a lot of the third heats there, Henry, you and I, and the level of aggression changes as the heats ramp up. Right now, today we only have one set of races, and it's the main events. That's where the trophies won. You're going to see the highest level of aggression we've seen all day long, and so that's going to be the biggest key around this place.
Yeah, now we're standing outside the final corner, and it's a really good viewpoint here, just to get your idea of how close the drivers are to the limits and how close the drivers are to us, the barriers here in pit lane. Question for you both. Yesterday, we saw drivers try the up and under, the cutback, the switchback coming out of the final corner. Will we see a race decided today coming out of the final turn where a driver does the switchback? There's the apex, the final corner. There is the finish line. Will we see it?
Here's what's tough, though, because I got the chance to... I was kind of analyzing that throughout the day, and as long as you fade low enough on the entry to the last corner and then still open up just enough, the exit of the corner is kind of like an increasing radius corner, and the run of the line is so short that you can get away with kind of defending the inside and still getting a good enough run on the exit that it's not going to really ruin your run to the line. If that start-finish line was kind of like Talladega, where it's further up the hill, sure, the over-under is going to be a big factor, but I think really the entry to the final corner, the entry to turn 12, is going to be where the race is won and lost, not the exit.
Haley, are we going to see it? Yes or no?
Personally, I think I'd like to disagree with Alex on this. I think that we're going to see a few races get decided in that final corner, just like we did yesterday.
Okay, but that's the case if you over-defend coming into there, and it's a really awkward final corner, isn't it? Because you can sweep out wide, someone's going to stuff it up the inside of you. If you cut it too tight, you're going to ruin your exit.
Yeah, and we did see that yesterday. We saw, I think, one driver absolutely just hit the wall due to another incident that I don't even think he was involved with. But whenever you fight like that, it definitely adds to the carnage of a race.
Okay, so we're watching the second half of KA Jr. In front of us now, we've got the Mini Swifts. For those of you who watched yesterday's Kart Chaser broadcast, and I'm sure you did, and if you didn't, well, why not? Please, in the live chat, tell us why, and we will see if you're allowed to excuse yourself. Simon Sykes said that he thought the best race would be X30 Jr today. I believe that the next class going out, Mini Swift, will possibly be something memorable. We'll wait to see. I mean, obviously, there's guaranteed we're going to have some fantastic races, but there's something about the Mini Swift class that is just, I think, it lends itself to fantastic racing. Nobody seems to be able to break away. What do you guys think? If we're looking for a highlight today, not necessarily a driver, but yeah, it's hard to choose. Let's pick a class. A highlight class that you think is going to be the standout.
There's been multiple times this year where I've been asked, what was your favorite race of the weekend? And usually my answer is Mini Swift. It just tends to be that case. I think this weekend, there's a couple of classes I can look at, right? I think Mini Swift is always going to provide action. These kids are fantastic, the superstars of the future, right? The superstars of now, you could even say. I like Simon's take of X30 Jr. I don't want to go with either of those because I think it's kind of lame to go with the same as what you guys said. So I'm going to go a different route. I'm going to say I actually think Micro Swift is going to be a fantastic race. I think the heat races, we had different winners every single time. The races were fantastic, and I think anyone in that top 10 can make it happen.
Haley?
Yeah, I'd have to say that I'd probably like to agree that Mini Swift is going to be the craziest class that we see today.
That's okay. You could be on Team Henry. That's fine. We're Team Henry to get Team H, Double H.
Yeah, we see drag races to the line in just about every single race that we have here. These kids are young and they're hungry for these wins.
Yeah, well, I tell you what. Let's have a chat to some of the drivers that could potentially, give us one of the highlights because Mini Swift on the grid. Is there anybody? Okay, yesterday. Well. Anybody that you think we didn't see much of yesterday that could feature today?
Yeah, I think that we're going to see a real show put on by Mr. Enzo Di Gennaro.
And do you know what, Haley? That's funny you should say that because guess who you're standing next to? Let's go and speak to him and go and ask him what the dinosaur on his crash helmet's name is.
Enzo, quick question for you. What's up with the dinosaur on your helmet?
What?
What's up with the dinosaur on your helmet?
I can't hear you.
What's up with the dinosaur on your helmet?
Oh, it's because of Henry and his own.
Thank you, Enzo.
That was on purpose there, Henry. You knew the answer to that.
I knew. I want to see if you can remember it. Again, Enzo, what a great, a smiling, happy kid. Great in a microphone, great on an interview. He's comfortable around the media. Let's have a little look up the grid. Franklin Motorsports. Really impressive yesterday. Eric Wachakowski, the man in green. I'll just try and... Right. Why? I've got a deal down. Okay, hang on a second. Right, Eric, I need a good interview here because I may not be able to get up after I spoke to you. How's it going?
Good.
Excellent. Just what I was asking for. Right. What's the plan for today? 20 laps. Have you got a kart that can get up to the top 5?
Try to go as fast as I can.
What was that, sorry?
Try to go as fast as I can.
Just got to go as fast as you can. There we go. Man, a few words. Right.
You need some help there, Henry?
I'll just tell you what. Look away. Talk amongst yourselves. Alex, Haley, you take over. I'll try and get my the old Cilla Black into action and get up while you speak to another driver. Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
I think we should have kept the camera there on Henry, but don't stumble now, Henry. Don't stumble. All right. Henry Burnett almost fell into the fence there, but it's okay. He got the interview, so that's all right. We'll keep walking down. We got Orioli. We got Mr. Cam Johnson further on the grid. Let's actually talk. Let's talk to Mr. Cameron Johnson. Why not? Cam, I got to ask you real quick. You had a really awesome heat race yesterday. You had the over-under. I was actually watching with Jamie Strachey when it happened. I mean, kind of describe yesterday for me and how you're feeling heading into today.
I feel really good. I just want to be fast.
We all want to be fast. Hey, listen. Also, you brought us some cookies last time out there. Are you a good baker? Is that what's going on here? I mean, what was that about? We loved it, by the way. I just want to know. I mean, is that kind of like the plan for you? You want to get into the chefing a little bit?
No, it was my birthday, and for my birthday I just baked cookies, and then we decided just to give them out to like Kart Chaser and the workers, and yeah.
Well, we appreciate that, and we also appreciate the Wisconsin snacks we got as well there. I mean, I know me personally, we love the cheese. We were kind of eating it all night long yesterday, so we appreciate you, bud. Thank you.
What's going on? What's going on here? What's going on here? There was cookies, and I didn't know anything about it. You know, that's hardly fair. Cameron Johnson, I'm disappointed. Look at me. I like cookies. Pretty in pink Jaden Francisco almost ran me over, but we didn't see that on camera. But I tell you what, there's Jaden getting into his kart. One of Jaden's main rivals today is going to be Santi Orioli. Haley, you're stood with a very, very, very fast Venezuelan.
Yeah, before I start my interview with Santiago here, I would just like to say that the Kart Chaser pit reporting team is currently 3 out of 4 on falling over go-karts.
Yes.
So everyone say good luck to me today that does not happen to me. But Santi, tell us about your weekend so far today. How are you feeling coming into the final?
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like I can do better on the final and hope for the best.
So going into this final, where are you rolling off?
I think I'm starting like P3 right now.
So P3, you're on the inside. Do you have any strategies that you're hoping to pull out of your back pocket?
I mean, just push and the 2 last laps, just fight and best winner wins.
Thank you.
Well, I can tell you that Jaden Francisco's kart, it's built well. Certainly, it was Jaden 1, Henry 0. Jaden, let's try again. How are you feeling this morning? How is Pretty in Pink going to win this today?
I feel good. Like, I'm coming into this race with a bunch of confidence.
A bunch of confidence. How much have you grown in confidence this year? It started really well down in Orlando. Has it just built off that race after race?
Yeah, I mean, like, I just put hard work into it, and I try my very hardest, and whatever happens, happens.
Whatever happens, happens. That's wise words indeed there from Jaden. And just a quick thing. That's obviously the temperature is very, very warm. Is that to keep your engine cool?
It's to keep my engine warm, so like when I go out, like it's already all warm.
Okay, so it's to keep the engine warm. There we go.
Yeah, Henry, that acts kind of like a tire blanket, right? So these aren't actually heated, but it's going to maintain the heat that it gets when you warm it up. So like when you're warming up on the kart stand back of your pit spot there, and then you bring it back to the grid, it's going to cool down. But at least when you put that cover on, it's going to maintain the heat that it gets.
But yet, Jaden is the only driver on the Mini Swift grid that's doing that. Now, is that something that he's stolen a march on people, or is that just something that's new this year?
They've been doing it for a while here. I was talking a little bit earlier. I mean, they use it more for like the cold and rainy days, right? That's what it's really, really beneficial.
Because it's really cold and wet here today. Well, my forehead's wet, but that's just dripping with sweat because I'm unfit.
But it's still very valuable because, like I said, when you're revving up on the back of the kart stand, back of your pit spot, and you bring it up here, it's going to cool down a little bit. So you want to at least, out of the pits, you're going to have the engine temp that you want out the gate.
Well, Mini Swift is set to go out. As you can see, the checkered flag has waved. We're getting towards the end of warm-up. We've still got Mini Swift, we've still got KA Masters, and then we have still got the 2 X30 classes. But I tell you what, there's nothing that... Do you know what? What do you like? I love the smell of two-stroke in the morning. Smells like victory. Let's watch as the Mini Swift contenders head out onto the circuit in a cloud of glorious blue two-stroke smoke.
Hey, what's up, Caleb? What's up, Brandon? You sound defeated. A long day at the office?
Yeah, got stuck at a cat food marketing meeting for like 3 hours. I don't know a thing about cat food, and I don't even work in marketing. And then I got sent on a coffee run like I was some sort of intern. Then at the end of the day, when I want to go get gas, I just realized everything is so darn expensive nowadays, man.
Yeah, you got that right.
Like, do you have any idea how much we're spending on Netflix?
It's like 20 bucks a month.
Do you know how much we're spending on cable?
That's like 50 bucks a month.
And you know what isn't expensive?
Tell me.
Kart Chaser Premium. For only $9.99 a month, you can watch all of the American karting action live from coast to coast. Subscribe and become a member today.
Paulie Massimino wins in KA. Paulie Massimino is a winner in OKN Stars.
Take your driving to the next level with one-on-one coaching from 2024 OKN Stars champion Paulie Massimino. Kart rental options are available if you'd like to keep yours at home, and drivers in all classes are welcome. From Briggs 206 to Mini to KA100 and X30. With in-depth data analysis, onboard video footage review, and lead follow on-track sessions, each private coaching session will see you end as a more complete driver than when you started. Book your coaching session now.
This is Henry. Henry feels sad. Henry feels sad because it's time for his next big race and his go-kart is in bits. Henry doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing is the United States' #1 shop for all of your karting equipment needs. Henry also doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing can deliver anything from tires to race suits and even wheels directly to your front door or to the racetrack itself, quickly and efficiently, with tech support available 6 days a week. Poor Henry doesn't even know that Acceleration Kart Racing offers free shipping to mainland USA on selected product if you spend $200 or more. Do yourself a favor. Go to accelerationkarting.com and make sure that you are never left stuck on the pre-grid with Henry. Be smart and don't be like Henry.
Are you sick of making the wrong setup changes? Or arguing with your kid about their driving? Apex gives you the answers within seconds. Apex is the latest innovation from Kart Class, which can solve thousands of karting queries at the press of a button. No more asking random people kart setups, or being intimidated by larger teams. Just type it in and let Apex do the rest. Apex covers different kart brand setups, axles, rims, seats, and everything racecraft related. For as little as a can of chain lube, you can learn from over 30 years karting experience in seconds in the palm of your hand. Check out Apex at kartclass.com today.
Hi, I'm here back with my girl Sarah Bradley. Sarah, tell us about your day yesterday. You came out with a couple of solid finishes.
Yeah, yesterday the name of the game for me was just kind of surviving, get some good points finishes, and hopefully start on the front row. P2, I was obviously open for pole again, but this is still a pretty solid spot. I was just kind of points racing, maybe playing it a little bit on the safe side, but today I definitely want to go for the win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I always love to see you up front, one of my fellow girl power girls. Sarah, tell us about the red hair. What's up with it?
Oh my goodness. I've had this for like a year. There's not really a reason for it. I just thought it was really cool. Like red's pretty obviously like my favorite color. I think it's just fun and gives me a little bit like personality.
Do you feel like it helps you at all matching with the kart? Do you feel like the look good, race good kind of applies to you?
I hope so. Does it look good?
I would say so.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of hair, Grayson Walcott, hair on point. Grayson, come here. Mr. Walcott, the same hairstyle as myself.
Yes.
But Grayson's got the look going on here, hasn't he? How's it going?
Good.
Good. What are your plans for today, apart from trying to win?
Trying to get into at least a top 10 for this X30 final. It's my second X30 race this season. Trying to prepare for Italy for sure, doing more and more X30 races, and trying to get better and better and more comfortable in the X30.
When are you going to Italy and what for?
I'm going to Italy September for WSK Lenato, and 3 other tracks. Yeah, 2 other tracks there until December.
Okay, good luck, good luck. Now, we've spoken to drivers, we've spoken to mechanics. Let's talk to parents, because Mr. Walcott, the job for you is obviously to get the kart ready. The Paralympic team do a fantastic job of supporting you. Are you a nervous watcher, an excited watcher, or just a calm watcher? Because parents come in different shapes and sizes, different types in karting, don't they?
Well, luckily I have Flacco here, who's really gets the kart together more than anything else. But as far as me, I'm terrible. I'm a nervous wreck all the time, you know. But at the same time too, like I will always tell him, when I played, I actually was nervous too. In meaning I felt like I was playing well, and I also felt like I was locked in a little bit more. So being nervous can be good sometimes.
Yeah, because you're an athlete yourself. So tell us a little bit about your athletic career and how that translates into Grayson's sporting life.
Well, I don't know so much if any of it translates towards him, but as far as from the perspective of, you know, kind of getting ready and having a strong mental mindset, that's what we're trying to work with him more than anything else. I ended up playing professional rugby over in Europe for, 3 years or so. So I played over in England in the national leagues. Then I also played college football, so forth and so on. So for me, it's more of, can I help him with the preparation of everything, you know, working out, being mentally tough and strong, understanding that you have to put in some of the different hard work and dedication before you even get to the track. So that's what we really try to work on more than anything else before we get to the racetrack. Working out, having a strong mental focus, being able to be comfortable in the uncomfortable.
Exactly, and that's great insight. And yeah, obviously, rugby, you know, college ball, different to racing, but the mental aspect as a professional athlete or as an aspiring professional athlete, the approach is the same. You know, you can get Grayson to a better position before he hits the track, and then leave it to the professionals in this world to make sure he's got everything on the track.
Exactly, because I mean, even in most sports, most athletes, by the time they get to whatever their profession, whether it's on the football field, the basketball court, on a racetrack, a lot of the work has already been done at that point. So now it's, can you relax? Can you stay focused at this point? You put in all the different work to get to that point. Now, can you slow everything down? So that's where we try to really talk about all the time, as far as having that mental toughness, having that being able to focus and lock in. And like he said, he's trying to get himself ready for Italy right now. So let's try to do all the different things to be able to make those things happen. So once we're over there, you can kind of hit the ground running at that point.
Thank you. And Grayson, do you listen to Dad?
Yeah.
Even when he's telling you to do something you don't want to do?
Yeah, for sure.
Does he?
Yeah.
He does. Okay, good luck. For those of you who know, I'm a big football fan, but for those of you who don't know, rugby is football without the pads. And being Welsh, it's our national sport. So thank you for your service to the world of real man sports. Okay, I've lost. The mini Swift drivers on the grid, so I can't quite see Alex, but I can see Haley.
Wow.
Take us away with a real star of the show this weekend.
Hey, I'm here with Brady Shad. I was able to talk with your dad a little bit yesterday, and he filled me in on parts of your story on how you got here. But I want to hear it from you. What does the journey to X30 today look like for you?
Well, we got an X30 because Mike Rollison, and he gave us everything I need for a fast kart and a good weekend, and I'm proving it to him how I can do it and win.
Well, I mean, I know you said that Mike gave you the fast kart, but I mean, personally, I believe that the success truly lies with the driver. What did you do coming from being strictly a KA-based driver, just transferring into the X30 to be so fast right off the bat?
Well, it's my home track, and it's kind of the same, but it's a lot more speed and a lot more strategy you have to think into it, because a lot of these kids are fast drivers, and I've been racing with them forever.
And how do you handle all of this extra speed? Has it changed your driving style at all?
Just a little, not like extremely, but my ribs a little bit hurt from being thrown around because I'm so tiny, but yeah, otherwise same almost.
Do you feel like that's going to impact you at all today? We've done a lot of laps yesterday. We've got plenty more today.
We'll see. I don't think so. I think I'll be fine, but yeah.
Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you so much.
So, yeah, Brady Shad, talk about local knowledge. Now, of course, every kart meeting is possible. It's impossible to run any kart meeting without the team of officials on and off the track. Obviously, Mark and the rest of the USPKS crew. We've got cameras here, but we've also got Angela Melton on the grid marshal. Let's watch Angela interact, because her job is to police the grid, to make sure the drivers know where they're going, to communicate with them, to resolve any issues that are on the grid, and to keep everybody happy. It's also her job to tell somebody they can't go out and race, and then deal with the fallout from that if they're late to the grid. So, yeah, she has the drivers, all the drivers, at her beck and call all the time. But the grid marshal is one of the key roles in any kart race that not many people highlight and talk about. But yeah, the drivers, what Angela says goes on the grid. Her word is that of God. The minute she says start them up, the drivers do so. The minute she says off you go, the drivers go. If she tells you to stop, you stop. But of course, the drivers are so amped up. This is where the adrenaline is pumping more than ever. So, as you can see, the X30 Jr field going out. There goes Lucas Palacio. And again, Angela's making sure she's waiting. Now the grid is clear. So, let's chat. Angela, first, okay, tell us a little bit about the role of the grid marshal here at USPKS.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say first and foremost, it's making sure that there's clear communication. Our drivers know where to go and when to go and what time to go. I think it's the most important thing, that they know exactly what's happening when it needs to happen. I don't know about you, but if I don't know where I'm going, I get a little agitated, right? Biggest thing also is, where do they go? So I have a list telling me their grid spot, knowing that they can come to me if there's any questions. But we're making sure with the little ones, we got that chest plate, we got the neck brace, and then we're also communicating to our staff, hey, we got a full grid, we don't have a full grid, but ultimately at the very front, being able to know who they are, where they go, and communicate precisely what we're doing.
And you do this for the whole championship, so the drivers get to know you get to know the drivers. The grid is sometimes where tensions can be at their highest. How do you diffuse those tensions? How do you communicate and get the drivers in a position where they're not heading out of the circuit too amped up?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the important thing is, body language. What are we looking at? What are we feeling? What's going on? My biggest thing is, who on our team can bring clarity? Who on our team can give them hey, we need to calm it down. But at the end of the day, if we're not feeling well, I'm going to have to redirect you to somebody else. So we have a calm grid going out.
Yeah, and today, that is no easy task, because they've only got one race, main event, so you've got to make sure that everyone's in their right position. But obviously sometimes drivers can't go out. They're too late, and it's your job to say no. That's a respect thing, isn't it?
It is absolutely. I think we pride ourselves on our team as making sure, one, my back of the grid, do we have everybody? If we don't, let me know so I can let our officials know. And then at the end, when our officials are like, hey, grid is closed. As sad as it is, and I hate to turn somebody away, but at the end of the day, if I'm able to clear that, they're able to know, hey, I was warned, and we go on.
Thank you very much, Angela. There we go. Angela, the god of the grid. Let's have a little look down. We've got KA Masters set to go out. The smallest grid in terms of grid size, not in terms of the drivers, because they're some of the biggest drivers.
Yeah.
Bob's Son Racing, there we go. But we'll come to KA Masters in a little bit. X30 Jr, Alex Searle, what have you got for us?
Yeah, guys, X30 Jr out there on the racetrack, and let's actually go on the fence line here and talk to team owner Josh Hotes. Josh, I kind of just talked to you off camera there, and I said, listen, you look kind of stressed right now. What's going on? Is it because you think you have a chance to go out there and win a couple classes today?
Yeah, I think it always adds a little bit of an element of stress when your guys are rolling pretty good. We have a couple good starting spots in the KA Junior, KA Senior, and X30 Junior. Even in Mini Swift, we have a guy that's
got a shot. So we just got to be perfect and make sure we make all the right decisions, hit all the tire pressures, and that adds a little bit of extra stress to my day.
What are you telling all your drivers out there before the mains today?
It's hot, stay hydrated, make sure we keep some food in our system. I mean, ultimately, the races are long, so we have to, as a driver, be our best and make sure we put ourselves in the best positions. And obviously, like, it's a national event, you have to be aggressive. You can't just expect to go follow the other karts around. We have to be the aggressor, be the alpha, and go get it done.
When are we going to see you back on the national calendar here?
Sorry?
When are we going to see you back on the national calendar?
I mean, at this point, it's hard. Like, we're growing pretty nice, and I'm just kind of busy with that stuff. So at this point, my focus is solely on the team and making sure that all the customers are happy. And hopefully I can get back out there. We have a really good group of coaches and mechanics, so that does make my life a little bit easier. So I was maybe thinking about 2 weeks, but I'm a little bit behind on my my training regimen. So it might be a little later this summer.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was Josh Hotz from Hotz Driver Development. Haley, who is quick out on the circuit at the moment as we're watching the Junior X30s? Where are the lap times at? Because I'm going to leave you guys to it now, and I'm going to head up to the booth with Xander. But enjoy the rest of the lovely warm-up, and I'll see you a bit later on. Thanks, guys.
Well, so far in this session, we saw Max Weiland take it purple for just about a couple of seconds before Nico Kwiatkowski took it back. And now we've got Royce Vega going purple.
Yeah, Royce Vega, I mean, he's been a driver that's been so impressive to me, first of all. I mean, this kid, from the moment he got into the X30 package, it seems like he took it like a duck to water, but he's running different series, different engine packages, different class, right? Different, chassis manufacturer. RPG this weekend for the Stars deal, running JHR Development, and then for Scusa Pro Tour, running RPG again. So, Cosmic, Car Republic, but nonetheless, X30 and all of them, and that kid has been so quick from Dallas, Texas. And again, very impressive that in his first year on a full-size chassis, first year on a 125cc engine, P1 in warm-up, and he's a driver that has a chance to go out there and get it done today, Haley.
Yeah, I think that it's really incredible that a driver like Royce and others out on the grid, they're able to just change up at different races, different elements of their package. Like you said, a different chassis manufacturer, a different engine package, and then they can still get it done and be consistently quick no matter what. I think that it's a testament to the versatility of the driver and all of the training and the work that they put into this.
Yeah, we're seeing varying strategies out there, right? We have Brady Shad out front kind of doing his own thing. That's a driver that we've gotten a chance to talk to. You spoke to him moments ago here. And again, hometown kid, hometown hero, looking for his first 125cc win at his home track in front of his family. Would be awesome to see. And then further back, all the way in the back by himself, Lucas Palacio out there, again, running by himself. No one in front, no one behind him. That being said, new driver on top of the board, Haley, the Magic Man, Max Weiland. And how about for Max? I mean, ever since getting his maiden win over at the Track South Motorplex, it seems like he hasn't looked back. I mean, since he got that win, the confidence has been up there. And talking to Max now, whenever he's not top of the board, he's a little frustrated with himself. And I usually remind Max a little bit and, do a little bit of, I guess, coaching for the kid, right? He's like, I'll ask him, how you doing, Max? He's like, I'm P2, I'm P3, I'm slow. And I'm like, there's a lot of drivers that would love to be in that position right now. And again, that's just part of the hunger that kid has. And again, now that you have that first win under your belt, you know what it feels like. You want that feeling. That kid wants it, and he's got a chance here today as well.
Yeah, Max is one of those drivers, for a long time, we saw him and he was a bit aggressive. He had a certain driving style, and he seemed to earn himself the nickname Mad Max. But this season, I would like to say that he's definitely taken that narrative and twisted it around. And now he's just mad in the sense that he wants it, and he wants it bad. He's going to do whatever it takes now. He's changed his mindset. He's shown a different side of himself ever since he walked away with that win at Trackhouse, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, further down the order there, you got Nico Kwiatkowski there, P2, Ashton Woon up in top 5 as well, or I guess in your case, Alex Woon, Haley. No, but Ashton Woon super quick this weekend as well. Luca Popescu has been very impressive this weekend, inside the top 6, top 7 here in this warm-up session, and he was quick throughout the heat races as well. One driver so far here in this warm-up session that hasn't been as quick. Looking further down the order, you go to the likes of John Antonino, who's just been, I guess, struggling a little bit here for pace on the opening couple of laps here in warm-up, but that's a driver that, again, we can expect to see towards the front end of the field. But we're getting to the end here shortly of this warm-up session, and then after this, obviously, we have the KA Masters and the X30 Pros to round out our warm-ups before we get ready to go ready racing after the warm-ups. There will be a 10-minute break after warm-ups conclude after X30 Pro before we get ready racing, but from there, it is main event time all the way until we are done with the X30 Pro main event. Should be around 11:30, 11:45-ish time, but well, obviously that'll vary depending on if things happen throughout the races later on this afternoon. But still, X30 Jr out there on the racetrack, and let's see if there's any shuffle at the top of the board. No, a lot of the lap times are remaining stagnant here. Haley Katowski on our screen right now, and again, Nico running P2 at the moment, but lap times are starting to kind of plateau, and this is what we kind of expect. First of all, I'm looking at the field spread. It's kind of like what we saw throughout the heat races, right? This field in the warm-up session starting to spread out, and then you have a couple of groups further back where there's a lot of battling going on. Benham Abernathy in a group there with the likes of Kennedy, Parker Ives. Spoke to Parker on the grid. I said, listen, how we feeling? He said, listen, Kart's feeling good. Kind of struggling a little bit to figure out the engine, but I mean, it's that kid's first race on a 125cc class. He turned 11 this week. Talking to his mechanic, and said, listen, what was kind of the thought process behind putting him in the X30 class this weekend? He said, listen, I threw him to the wolves. It would have made more sense to probably put him out there at Trackhouse, the track that he knows and loves. But why not just choose Road America, a track that's probably one of the most difficult on the calendar, a track that he hasn't really been to ever in his career, and say, you know what, Parker, you haven't been here before. Go out there and do your first 125cc start. So again, for Parker Ives, he's been better and better as the sessions have gone on yesterday. And as long as he can stay ahead of the motor issues and a little bit of the chassis that they've been kind of struggling with, I think it'll be really good for Parker Ives today.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, Alex. His dad kind of just summed it up in the sense that they wanted to see if they could throw him in the deep end and if he was going to swim. And so far, he looks to be as if he's getting there, but he definitely needs to put in a little bit more just to get it a little bit faster.
Yeah, right now, half second off. I mean, that's all part of the growing pains, right? I mean, you can't always expect, as talented as Parker Ives is, I mean, we know how quick he is, how quick he was in the Mini Swift class, how quick he is in the KA Junior class, now in the X30 Junior class. Again, there's always some of those growing pains. One driver that has he could be a testament to the growing pains is Lucas Palacio. He finished warm-up here at P8. He made his maiden, junior starts last year. This year now, he's kind of not a veteran, but his sophomore year here in the X30 Junior side of things. Does a lot over in Europe on the WSK side of things as well. And so for Lucas Palacio, if you haven't seen the interview, I recommend looking at the interview over on Kart Chaser's Instagram page. But for Lucas Palacio, again, that's a driver that he kind of, referenced what it's like to race over in Europe back here. I think the toughest part, honestly, is just the scheduling, right? I mean, when you're that young, going with all that traveling, it can get really difficult on the body, mentally, physically, all that sort of deal. That being said, the last of the X30 Juniors have now rolled into the pit lane. KA100 Masters have fired up here on the grid. That being said, let's get it down and send a quick commercial break and hear from a word from our partners, Haley.
Brandon, why are there all these charges for just over $200?
I'm tired of all this branding business, okay? Branding this, branding that. Why are there all these expenses on AKR over $200? Sure. We know, okay? Take a walk with me.
Brandon, why are there all these charges for just over $200?
Check. I'm tired of all this branding business, okay? Branding this, branding that. Why are there all these expenses on AKR over $200? We know, okay? Take a walk with me. At Shop AKR, they have everything you need to start racing at a very cheap and affordable price. They have MXC rims, they got chains, electrical stands, tilt seats, they got MXCs. And if you didn't know, on top of that, any purchase in the continental US over $200, that's free shipping.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in the AKR Anonymous meeting over there?
Dude, I'm doing a commercial.
Dude, we have no time. It's about to start.
Stop.
Hey, Riley.
We all love Shop AKR. Me? More than others. What do I get at Shop AKR?
MXC rims.
Kyle, what are you doing?
It's got my new Greyhound seat.
You don't even have a cart.
Doesn't matter. I have a Greyhound.
Because Kyle Cuthbertson doesn't even have a go-kart.
Doesn't matter.
Cuthbertson through on Turney. Turney in the dirt.
Florida kart racers, you asked for it and we're going to bring it. Introducing Florida Karting Championship, FLKC, a brand new racing series coming to Florida in 2026.
Rollison Performance Group X30 Pro, our final class on the 7-division rotation, is out on the racetrack for their warm-up session. Last chance we'll get to see all of these top contenders, Henry, before they take to the circuit for main event action later this afternoon. It's one more opportunity, obviously, to be able to try and dial things in, feel comfortable with your go-kart, or make a change, because as you and I both witnessed there, getting to chat with Austin Garrison, Joe Turney, and Paulie Massimino yesterday afternoon, 3 drivers that were all in the top 5 nearly every session, and of the fastest, they all seem probably more wind out of their sails than you would expect about how fast Ryan Norberg has been.
Yeah, I've got to say, you know, this is nothing against Joe or Austin or Paulie, but I've never seen 3 drivers seem so dejected.
Yeah, they already felt like, we're going to be fighting for second.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure they've all, you know, had a think about things this morning, and no driver will ever go in to any race thinking second's the best I can do. But certainly their teams were burning the midnight oil last night, trying to figure out how to beat that driver, the number 302, Ryan Norberg, who has been dominant. But today is a new day, and nobody knows really how things are going to react over 22 laps, not 12.
That's right. Again, Joe Turney looked to be the strongest, even maybe at least even to Ryan, or a little bit better by those last 3 laps of all 3 heat races. And how many times have we seen Turney, whether it's against Ryan or any of the other superstars on the grid, just have that last little bit left in the tank when they may be starting to fade pace-wise. But to Ryan's credit, even in the races this year, even all the way back to the SCUSA Winter Series, the last time we saw him and Joe do battle, he was able to stay with him in all of those laps all the way to the checkered flag, and it was only off just a head-to-head fight and a self-admitted one mistake that ultimately allowed Joe Turney to be able to get around him and beat him to the line in that crazy main event back in February. But right now, the other talking point that the boys made yesterday afternoon was with all the autocross action that was going on last night. It was a ton of fun to watch. They were obviously having their attention a little split between our questions and their answers and the on-track activity, watching cars go sideways, drift around, end up in the grass. One driver went down the hill at turn 7, past our drop-down camera spot all the way onto the berm and almost got stuck. They're like, yeah, that's going to mess the track up. That's going to, you know, put all kinds of, damage to the rubber buildup that we've been building where we want to be. That maybe with enough classes out there, it would clean by the time they'd be on track right now in this warm-up, but that it might hurt things. But we're getting reports here now, and you can see it on your pylon on the left side as well. These guys are going already faster than qualifying here. 2/10 better than his pole time for Ryan Norberg, and Hayden Jones is right there with him, just as he was on Friday afternoon, and just as he was leading the RPG contingent on Thursday. 800ths off of Norberg's time currently.
So there's one question mark that has been ticked off, the track conditions. They're not going to be a factor.
Doesn't seem to be, yeah.
There is one other question mark that we're not going to find out about until the closing stages of the main event. Driver fitness. I've been out there, obviously, on the grid. It is brutal, the temperature. Not just the heat, the humidity is up. Everyone was saying it's clammy, it's sticky. It is unpleasantly warm out there. There is no air, no breeze, nothing. These drivers' fitness is going to play a real key role. The driver that has the most energy towards the end and be the fastest driver at the end. We talked, all the drivers talked about how physical this racetrack is anyway. And yesterday, on the grid cam, when the drivers are coming in after 12 laps, you saw Joe Turney having a big sit down, eating a grape, sweating. He said, I haven't sweat this much in ages. All the drivers look hot and bothered after 12 laps.
Yeah.
This is going to be 22 laps, and this is going to be with big money on the line.
Right.
So driver fitness is going to play a huge, huge role.
And again, with a race like that, it looks different on the racetrack. First of all, talk about a notable moment yesterday. Maverick McKenna
was late to the grid or late to get ready or whatever it was. He was not ready when they had the command to fire engines and snuck out onto the racetrack with no gloves on. You can see he's prepared this morning.
Yes.
Gloves are on. And again, don't try this at home, folks, for those that saw that. There's a reason why they have all of the safety gear and materials from the driving suits, the shoes, the gloves, the helmets for the junior classes and below, the head and neck the neck restraints from the neck collars, as well as, of course, they also run chest protectors for all the drivers, I believe, under the age of either 12 or 15 here in the U.S. To help in case of any impact to the steering wheel if they had any brunt impact. And on top of that, the optional one that Austin Garrison said even still with it on, his ribs were hurting, is the rib protectors. Although, Henry, you thought that maybe he said he's not running with one.
He said he tried it, never doesn't work for him, so he does not run with a rib protector. Joking aside, let's not wail on Maverick too much. But yeah, he shouldn't have done it. He got caught, quite rightly, and USPKS pulled him off the circuit. He will never do that again, and nor should anybody go out onto any racetrack without all the safety equipment that is mandated.
Kudos to him,
yeah,
but of course, new day, and kudos to PKS for allowing him to continue. Here's a look at your final results from warm-up before we sign off for the free coverage here this morning and go to KC members only for main events. Norberg tops the pylon once again. He stayed there the entire weekend so far. Garrison, Jones, Massimino, and Alan Isambard, your top five, although it'll be JT on the outside of the front row for the main later. He ends 6, 2/10 off a 45.680 for Flying Ryan. As you can see, the grid activity is continuing. Main events are next. We'll have a brief moment of silence and the national anthem, so we'd like to ask for all in the paddock to make sure to stand by, have the drivers at least stand up and out of the go-karts now, and we'll take a quick change over to the main event stream. We'll see you there.